Hello, it's me, the True Mario fan. Today, I will respond to Adoc's new video. Why? Because it's really fucking shit, you know?
What's happening, forum? It's me, the Angry Gamer Twink here. Shoutouts to Pope Francis for the rebranding. And I'm here to tell you that I'm mad about video games on the internet. I hate video game babies, video game narcissists, video game critics, video game reviewers, video game gamers, video game elitists, video game fanboys, and anyone who is
What the fuck?
not me or my ad revenue makers.
Wonderful viewers.
Speaking of which, please buy my new game called Hey Duck's Angry Boy Questing at retail price of $100, all of which will go to my endeavor of creating the best gamer ever! Did I mention I'm angry? Gamers! Did I mention...
Alright, let's get that shit. I don't even wanna know what the fuck is wrong with this fucking idiot.
why I'm so angry?
My dad took away the Xbox and blocked all the hobby sites like furries.com. Please, Dad, just get my Xbox back. I promise I can do better. I had a Minecraft date at 7 last night that you made me miss, and my friends didn't get to finish a cobblestone fort. Please, I'm angry about video games. The new car comes out Wednesday. Just give me back my Xbox.
So one of the top 5 trends in gaming by Watch My Dad Go is a little thing me and my friend, the dictionary, like to call contrarianism. My friend describes this as, quote, using a dictionary definition to strengthen your argument is weak, hey docs, cut it out and leave me alone. This way of thinking is a two-way street of mind games, where one side just does it for attention and the other actually kind of has a point. Far be it from me to tell you how you should think, though. That's not my intention, because almost any thought from the mainstream can be taken as an example of being an opinion hipster. You might even call me a bit of a hipster sometimes, and I would agree. Sometimes my hipster gene acts up and I start saying wacky shit, like maybe Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze on the Nintendo Switch shouldn't be $60. But
I agree.
even some statement like that I can get behind, because to me and myself who made that claim, the opinion is grounded in a few values for games. One being that the game is 4 years old and the port adds nothing of substance to justify the price. And another being that charging a certain amount of money for a game should correlate to a certain amount of content. Although this is subjective reasoning for what is important in making a
What the fuck are you talking about? It's not subjective reasoning. It's objective reasoning. If you buy a game, even though it's fucking, it costs like a fucking car, then you are genuinely fucking stupid. Fucking hell.
purchase, it's an argument you could at least understand, even if you disagree. Someone else could reason that Funky Kong or the portability are those extra ingredients that makes Donkey Kong Humid Period of Frost worth the price. Their reasoning could be just as valid as mine, even if both are not the most popular one. This distinction is not the type of cake filling that really butters my wacky analogy. No, it's these awful clickbait garbage things like Breath of the Wild is overrated, or Super Mario Sunshine overrated, or God of War isn't perfect, or Paper Mario the Thousand... Oh, wait, hey, how'd I get in here? It's this weird backwards logic that everything in the mainstream has to be bad, or that somehow more people enjoying something makes it worse. Take Fortnite as an example. It's a perfectly solid experience that you could conjure up some legitimate criticisms for. The same map can be lame, the same gameplay structure can be lame, and the microtransactions are trash. However, for a free game, it's actually a good value. But I think that because it's so popular, some people get this inkling of disgust when they see it a lot. They then try to rationalize this dislike with some other valid reasoning that just reinforces the bias. That since normal ungamers like it, they have to say some weird shit whenever they see it, like, "Oh, you guys are seriously playing Fortnite? Yuckers! Why not play a real game like Garfield?" Haha, you see what I did there? See, the joke is that I juxtapose a clearly bad game to the phrase real game. Ha! Damn, I'm a comedy genius.
Fucking shut up, man.
Anyways, you can even see the same rebellious reasoning for stuff like Breath of the Wild or Super Mario Odyssey. Games that are so good that the only negative clickbait people can muster is that they aren't perfect. Whenever games like these are so enjoyable, there just has to be that one guy to spout any
They are not perfect. They are fucking shit. That's the difference.
negativity at it for seemingly no discernible reason. The biblical boy Moses forgot to write down the 11th commandment.
When it acteth, gameth is it, praises so heavily.
You'll see people calling it overrated or not good in a year or less. Of course, all games have flaws, but just playing the unpopular opinions guy for the sake of a reaction is very silly. And if these criticisms come from the game being overhyped or overrated, those aren't actual criticisms of the game. You're criticizing the culture around it, which shouldn't dictate the merits of
I should still make a video about why Odyssey is fucking shit. Like, like a video made by Joseph Anderson. You should watch it. It's 2 hours long, but it's worth it.
the game itself. An apple isn't bad because someone really hyped it up as the best fruit of your damn life. Perhaps you were disappointed, but that more so reflects on you than it does the game. I've been disappointed many times in my life. Actually, many times. But that's on me. Being negative for the sake of being negative due to the social nature of a game is just kinda meh.
Hypocrite!
I hear you yell from your keyboard and blank stares from the screen.
Hypocrite, I say, you have done this act before to suck the bountiful teat of ad revenue.
Well, you got me there. I know that when I was in a bad spot in 2016, I wanted to hate everything that was in my way. Everyone was saying how great the 1,000-Year Door was during the Color Splash Crusades, and I felt compelled in some bout of unreasonable anger to tear it to shreds in a disastrous way by the end. Personally, I think I wanted attention for bringing such a nuanced, nuclear take to the table. It wasn't really about
The ad money?
I think I desired validation from other fellow members of the cool Contrarian Club because I was absolutely miserable and I felt alone, scared, and sad. Needless to say, I try not to let these chemical responses in my head dictate my thoughts on actually good pieces of media on here. Sure, I've been known to serve up negative hot takes from time to time, but I've already sort of explained why I'm that way. Though I'm not saying that hating popular things makes you a sad person, or that this hipsterism is derived from misery always. And I'm certainly not saying that being a contrarian is wrong.
It's literally the exact opposite you were trying to... It's exactly the opposite of what you were trying to say since the beginning of the freaking video. Fucking asshole. Make your own mind before you make such a shitty video. You contradict yourself and you sound like a fucking hypocrite.
If you take pride in that identity, let me throw you a parade. I like you just the way you are. Seriously. Because, again, who am I to say how you should think? Who is anyone to say how we should all think anyway? Except for the internet. And who's to say alternate opinions should dictate my perspective on you as a person? If you hate popular games and are not a murderer, you still have my respect. Put that on a t-shirt. To be honest, none of us can really be certain of the psychology of this phenomenon. There could be several factors at play, whether that be for attention as noted before, or some way to create create a distinct identity outside of how everyone else appears to be. Perhaps it's something with how we're conditioned, that going against the grain is somehow an admirable trait to succeed in our society, that the status quo is broken and popular culture is merely a dumb extension of that rubbish. That to find meaning, we have to create our own from this action of being outside the metaphorical meaningless box. In that sense, defying the popular opinion of a game is just a way to express one's own abstract individuality. As in, to prove your self-worth to yourself, you have to like games that make you different, and by extension, hate some for the same purpose of establishing an identity. Or simply, that this way of thinking might be born from being hurt by conventional practices. In the context of video games, this might be spawned from some distaste of the AAA industry. Maybe you were hyped by some game at E3 that notoriously fell apart in the end, which is almost every game. Or maybe you've been turned off by the people who play these popular games. Like maybe those Madden, COD, or Fortnite fans that once took you out behind a school and beat the shit out of you for trying to lecture them about the qualities of the Wii U. Haha, actually relatable. Truth be told, I can't hack into everyone's mind who has said Mario Odyssey is bad and see what's really going on.
I will tell you why Super Mario Odyssey is bad. It is lame, it is easy, it is fucking boring, the power moons are fucking everywhere, those are literally fucking saturating the fucking game, and finally, it's fucking nostalgia pandering. Look at all those 2D sections. Fucking bullshit.
As much as I'd like to know why everyone in the world seems to hate AAA games, I can't. As much as I'd like to know the appeal of Yoshi hentai, I can't. As much as I'd like to know why people suddenly hate Undertale, I can't. I can see hot takes from mad gamer lads who say, lol, the fandom bad bro, but I'll never know what goes on below that obey hat. Again, I'm not here to be your daddy, though of course that's always an option on the table. What I am saying is that if a popular game comes up that you feel like hating, really think about it. Do you hate a certain game because it's just bad, or is there something else going on? Go outside, look up at the clouds, and say to the creator, Garfield cart on the Nintendo 3DS family of systems. Why am I so upset? And then comment away. It doesn't matter to me, but if you insult my usage of Garfield in my videos, that matters. I don't think popular games warrant as much hatred on.
To be fair, I found your video very fucking shit. You know, you could talk about how we can't criticize games, yet criticize the games all by yourself. You are fucking hypocrite. You see, the problem with your video is that you say literally that there are people who dislike the game because it is popular, but what if the dislike behind the game is because it is fucking shit? Good example, Undertale is really a worse version of Earthbound. The unique game that is a total fucking shit in your list is Fortnite. That I can agree that there are contrarians, but otherwise, these people are not contrarians. They are right. They know their shit. The games are fucking cancer. If you want a game that is both popular and that nobody hates, you can check out Hat in Time and God of War. That's all I had to say. But really, you disappoint me. You disappoint me. Your video is fucking pathetic and you try so fucking hard to but the fault of people's criticism on themselves. This is a low tier. This is low life damage controlling. You're fucking pathetic, man. Fucking pathetic. This is where I end this video. Thanks for watching.